welcome back to the Death Head Dice 2012 Spring Friendly BatRep Tournament Series. We're on to Round 1, Game 4, Part 3 of Space Marines versus Black Templar. Space Marines turn 4. Paul's moving the Dreadnought back towards the Crusader squad and moving his attack squad back to assist. The Vindicator is going to fire its Demolisher Cannon. It scatters 3 inches. Still managed to get 7 hits, 6 wounds, and Nick fails all of his 6+ invulnerable saves. He gets that 6+ invulnerable from the vow that he chose, so instead of getting it to take a cover save, he can take a 6+ invulnerable. Next, the Devastator squad's going to fire with their bolters first. So they get 10 shots, 9 hits, and of those 4 wound. Nick makes all 4 of his saves. Now the missile launchers are going to fire. They get 4 shots. 3 of those hit, and Nick actually makes 1 of his 6+ invulnerable saves there. And now the autocannon is going to fire from the Dread. He gets 4 shots, 3 hits, 3 wounds, and Nick makes all 3 of those saves, and the missile launcher fails to hit. Nick's making his leadership test easily, and on to Black Templar turn 4. So first he's moving that 6-man Crusader squad out of the Razorback and moving the Razorback up. The other Crusader squad's moving towards the Dread, and the Land Raider's just positioning itself slightly. The Assault squad's coming in on the other side of the Devastator squad, and it looks like they're run roll for the other Crusader squad. So the Land Raider's going to fire its Hurricane Bolters at the Devastator squad. They get 12 twin-link shots, of which 11 of those hit, only 4 of them wounded, and of those 4, Paul made all 4 saves. So next up, the Melt-A-Gun is going to target the Dreadnought. Gets 1 hit, and with it, it manages to explode it. It's a 4-inch explosion. So they have 8 hits in that area, 6 wounds, and he managed to make 3 saves, or 3 died from that. Next up, the Assault troops are going to fire. They've got 2 plasma and 2 bolt pistols, and in the end, it looks like there was 3 guys gone from that assault or that hit. Next up, we're going into Assault. So the Assault troops are attacking first. They get 14 hits, or 14 attacks, 8 hits, 3 wounds. Paul managed to make 1 save, so 2 of those guys are gone. Next up, Paul's Captain gets to retaliate. Not sure why he didn't retaliate first. 3 hits, 1 wound, and then the Devastators attack back, so 5 hits, 1 wound. And then the Power Fist attacks last. 2 hits, 2 wounds, and 2 instant deaths there. And Paul fails his leadership and has to take 4 wounds, to which he rolls them out because he's allocating the wounds. Winds up losing 1 guy, so he just takes out one of the standard Marines there. So that brings us to the end of turn 4. A lot more action on the table. Looks like everything's out. At this point, Nick does have 1 objective and looks like he's contesting the other. Space Marines turn 5. So now the Vindicator is going to go straight into shooting and fire on the Land Raider. It does scatter 4 inches, but that 4 inches still lands on top of the Land Raider. He gets a glancing hit, gets a 3-1, so it's shaken, so it just can't move next turn. The Tactical Squad Plasma is going to fire. It gets 1 hit. It doesn't scatter. 7 hits, 5 wounds, no save, so there's most of that squad left gone. The Melta is going to fire now. He gets 1 hit and 1 wound, but Nick makes the 2+ invulnerable. Next, the Bolters are going to fire, so there's 12 shots, 7 hits, 6 wounds. And Nick makes all but 1 save, which means the Emperor Champion is gone. Now we're back into the Assault. This is the Assault troops attacking, so they get 9 attacks, 5 hits, 3 wounds, and 1 kill there. Next, the Captain retaliates with 3 attacks, 2 wounds, or 3 attacks, 2 hits, 1 wound, and 1 dead. The Tactical Squad attacks and fails to do anything. And lastly, the Power Fist attacks, gets 1 hit, 1 wound, and 1 instant death, being a Power Fist. And that, I believe, wipes out that 1 Devastator squad. Now Nick's doing his consolidation roll. He's moving towards that other tack squad that moved in. On to Black Templar turn 5. So Nick's moving up the Razorback to get a good line of sight, and moving the Land Raider in such a way he can use both sides of the Hurricane Bolter. So the Razorback's going to target the Vindicator, gets one hit with the las cannon and a penetrating hit, but only a shaken result. The Land Raider is going to fire on the Tactical Squad, so he gets 12 twin link shots. There's the twin link roll, and gets 10 hits, but only 3 wounds, to which Paul manages only 1 save, so 2 of those guys are gone. Next up, the Assault Squad is going to fire. They get 2 bolter shots and 2 plasma shots. Only the 1 bolter shot manages to wound, and Paul fails that, so it's another one gone. And now into Assault. The Captain gets to attack first. He gets 4 attacks, 4 hits, failed one of the wounds. He gets to reroll to the digital weapon, but still only winds up being 1 wound, to which Nick manages to save. The Assault Squad attacks. They get 11 attacks, 5 hits, 5 wounds. Now we allocated these out where between the plasma and the regular warriors, so 2 warriors died. Paul's Marine retaliate. They get 9 attacks, 4 hits, but no wounds. And next up, the Power Fist attacks. He gets 2 attacks, 1 wound, and being a power weapon, it automatically hits. Now he fails the leadership. They tie initiative, so he had to roll for taking the wounds, and he wind up there was 3 wounds, but only 1 of the regular Marines died. So at the end of turn 5, they got so excited they forgot to do the flyby, so we went straight into the roll for turn 6. And the result of 5 means we're going on to Space Marine turn 6. So straight into the assault. Paul's captain gets 4 attacks, of which 3 of those hit, and even with the digital weapon reroll, he fails to wound. The assault troops are attacking with 8 attacks, 3 hits, 3 wounds, and we roll the saves individually against the captain, the plasma gun, but all 3 of those are saved. Paul's Marines retaliate with 5 attacks, only 1 hit, which fails to wound, but he does make his leadership roll. So on to Black Templar turn 6. Nick moves the Land Raider back slightly just to make sure he's contesting the 1 object, and then the Razorback will target that Vindicator 1 more time. He gets a hit. It's a penetrating hit, and it is a vehicle destroyed roll. So back to the assault. Captain gets 4 attacks, 3 hits, and 3 wounds. The guy with the troop with the storm shield makes his save, but the other 2 fail it, so there's 2 assault troops gone. Now the remaining troops get to retaliate. They get 4 attacks, only 1 hit, but no wounds. Paul's Marines get 5 attacks, 1 hit, no wound, and then the Power Claw attacks and fails. And that brings us to the end of turn 6. So if we take a look at the table, we see that Nick is holding his objective while contesting Paul's. So we're calling that a Black Templar victory. Thanks for watching. You should see round 2 videos coming shortly. We've got the first part already filmed, and the second one just needs to be booked and played. As always, we ask, if you want to see more of these videos, click on subscribe and like the video if you like it. Also, if you have any comments, suggestions, rule recommendations, just leave them in the field below. And we'll see you when round 2 begins.